Hello everyone. Hello, it's me, it's Matt. Hi. Alright, I gotta check that this is actually working this time, because last time I tried to do this I didn't set it to go live, and it was very embarrassing because I was talking to myself for half an hour. Alright, it looks like it is. I'm looking on my live channel and it's showing a live feed of me, so that's good. Hello. I've not done this for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Been pretty busy with some big updates on Deathball. Also had a release of my other game, Switch and Shoot, on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which came out last week, which is available now. So go check that out if you're into shoot 'em ups and you have one of those consoles. Today I'm working on Dungeon Deathball again. I have a new update almost ready to go. Added a bunch of new monsters. I've added some new spike traps and a bunch of other stuff. There's 2 new kind of plant monsters which I'm gonna work on today. Let's see, like this kind of chompy Venus flytrap type thing. So it's all set up, ready to go. The AI is all done. The enemy configuration is all done. I've got like some really crude placeholder sprites which I'm using right now. So I'm just going to replace those with the final sprites which I'm going to draw today. I've done one basic sprite for one of the versions of the monster. I need to do an animation for that where it attacks, and then I'm also going to do a second version of that monster, like a harder version of it. So that's what I'm doing today. We're listening to relaxing music, 3 hours of relaxing SNES music. This is from Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. Some might say a superior game to the predecessor. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion either way. But here we are. So this monster is called the Gob, and the basic idea is it can't move, so it's a static enemy, which is why it's purple. All the enemies are color coded in Dungeon Deathball, so purple enemies can't move, and it will attack one tile adjacent to it if you go near it. So it's basically this is a kind of Venus flytrap. You go close and it'll chomp you if you stay near it too long. The harder version will be so this is the potted gob. It's in a plant pot. The harder version will be a rooted gob, and that one is rooted into the ground. Am I too loud? Is the music too loud? Please let me know. So the what was I saying? The rooted version is going to be not only immobile, but it also resists pushback. So if you try and push the rooted version, it's not going to move unless you've upgraded your knockback using one of the perks in the game. So that's my thinking there, is that there's like this one that's in a pot that could be slid around, and the other one is like it's got its roots embedded in the ground, so it can't be moved around. It also has a longer reach, so I want to get this idea that it's kind of like grown bigger by being rooted in the ground rather than in a pot. And as a result, it's got like a longer stalk, or it's got some kind of like tongue that it's grown that can attack 2 tiles with rather than 1. Yeah, so there's that. I was working on this stupid little bubble while it's breathing. It's kind of like got like a big snot bubble coming out, but I think I'm gonna ditch that. It looks a bit weird when I get it in game. So I'll just focus on this one version here. So I posted this on my Discord just now. If anyone is into Discord, please join Matt's Egg Cup. You can find a link on my website, which is which side is it? Link is right there. But yeah, here we go. Okay, let's just see if anyone's noticed my tweet. Nobody has yet, so we don't have many viewers just yet, but hopefully it will fill up as we go. I'll just get cracking basically. So there are 3 sprites needed per monster. I have an idle, I have like an attack warm-up, and then an attack action. So this is the idle for one. What I'll probably do is I'm undecided whether I'm going to do the design for the other, the rooted version first. I think I will. Before doing the animations for both of them. Yeah, I'll do that. What's this music now? We have Hurai Gakuen no Buken. The Japanese pronunciation is probably not great. Okay, so I'm going to work on the rooted version here, so it doesn't need a pot. So I can get rid of that. I think it'll probably still be purple. I may put some different markings on it. Perhaps it has like white spots to really... I don't know. I'll come back to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I want to remove that whole pot part. In fact, I'll probably just remove the leaves as well. If you've seen my streams before, you'll know that I use this program Sprite for all my pixel art. You can do animation in Sprite as well, which is great. And it exports nicely if you want to export tile maps or sprite sheets. I can do all that for you. So I think we can make this guy a little bit taller. I think that'll be okay. Not too tall though, of course. So I think what I'll probably try and get in first is some roots. I want to get these, make sure these roots are really clearly visible. And so the way I'd normally do it is I just start with some really big kind of block color shapes, and then I'd go in and add detail and get the outlines filled in later. So just making sure I hit all the kind of key parts, get those looking like kind of the right sort of shape first, before I spend too long on the details. I may even go some black right in the background here, so there's like a real kind of mass of tentacly kind of roots back there. I want this thing to look really sturdy and you know, really rigid and embedded in the ground, so it's really clear that you can't push it. Let's put those on a new layer for now. A new layer via cut. That's the roots right there. And then, because it's on another layer, I can easily add outlines like this. It's maybe a little too much. Another technique I do is that if something is like connected with the ground, I erase the black outline. Although I've never really done something where it's embedded in the ground like this before, so maybe I need to see if that works the same. See if it looks as good, you know. Not sure what's going to put there. Let's undo that. So flatten all those layers together. That may be good, possibly. I think I'm going to have to put this one into the game to really know how it looks when it's, you know, actually sat in 3D. It's going to be a weird one. So I just wanted to grab the green here to make sure I use the same green on the leaves. Now I kind of want to get the leaves like looking quite spiky if I can. Maybe make it look a little more dangerous. Doesn't really look great. I think the leaves need to be a little simpler. Those barbed parts just kind of confuse the silhouette a little, I think. What's this? I have a message in Discord. Ah, Grim Fandango is saying maybe have some roots, some loops of roots that poke out the ground nearby so you can see it's rooted in rather than tentacles. That's a good idea. So like coming back up out of the ground. Oops. So I'm really not too sure how this is going to look in 3D. It might look terrible. Something a little more tentacly like this. Bye. Maybe more like cut off like that, so it's just parts of a root. I mean, this is kind of big. This is like the widest sprite so far. Maybe too big, but let's try. Just put some of these in here. Probably should have tried it before going all this way. Oh well. Bad Peggy said maybe have the roots as separate child game objects of the plant in Unity. See about them there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. And then they can stay static while the rest of it animates. That'd be quite good. Well, I will I'll get them in as is anyway. And we'll see how it looks. God. where I place the pivot here is it's kind of important, I guess. Let's put it about there. There. So I set these up already, it should be good to go. Oops, no it's not, because I already had a thingy here. Got idle. Let's go 58. That's what I should have done. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is pop this enemy into one of the early stages just to test it. I'm also going to put it there. Bad Piggy is in the YouTube chat as well. Hello. So it's pretty big. I'm not dead against that because it shows. I think it looks really sturdy. You know, I think it's quite clear that you can't push it. It's a little messy with it spilling over into other tiles, but not dead against that. Let's have the sound on. So this is their behavior, right? He's going to attack 2 tiles right there. Yeah, it looks okay, doesn't it? It's not too bad. Okay, so those sprites obviously need replacing. And that as well. Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. All of my enemies use a single prefab right now, so adding like a kind of separate part to the sprite would be like a change to how enemies are set up, which I'm inclined to avoid. That looks a bit more tangled there, doesn't it? It's all kind of knotty and twisted, a little more twisted. That's what we probably want here. Maybe just lower the base plant and the lowermost root. You mean like the flowers and everything? What I really should have done here is separate the actual head of it as a new layer. I'll even put them in a new group. let's clean those back out again. There, now I can kind of like move it around. Maybe I'll put the leaves onto their own layer as well. Select all of those. New layer via cut. What happened there? Maybe I had the wrong layer selected. Yeah, there we go. I think I want to just maybe pull them all in a bit more. Keep things a bit more condensed, perhaps. Although that looks quite good separated. I think it's better with the leaves a bit more withdrawn on this one. Something kind of like that, I think. Let's put that in instead. Thanks. Thanks, Bad Piggy. Let's just check it in game. Looks odd when the camera's at a strange angle. From overhead it's not too bad, but like if I do step through like this, it's kind of weird. Maybe that's just to do with where I got the anchor point. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Happy. Now, attack. How am I going to do the attack? Let's see. So first the warm up. I think the warm up will be quite easy because it can just be like it'll just be like this, then it'll kind of pull in like that, and then snap and bite. It's probably going to be like the snap tool where I needed an extra frame where it's like lunges and then snaps shut. So it might even be 4 frames instead of 3. You know what I just realised is I had this really nice shadow on there, which I lost somehow on this one. There we go. That's better. I must have done it on the sprite that I copied over into the actual game sprite sheet. This is like just a working file I have. So, let's actually separate out the pot and the leaves on this one as well. This definitely won't move, at least not much to begin with. So I'm just going to select all these, and then I'm going to cut them, put them in the other layer. I hope you're all enjoying the pleasant SNES music. I know I am. Hey Ben. Hey nerd friend, fellow tactics game creator. So the pot is going to be, I'm going to use a linked cell like that. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. It's got a mountain of tasks to work through, but you know, that's how it is. So I'm just going to fill in these gaps. You can't see them anyway, just a little cleaner on the back. So let's see, warm up, skip that for now, but that wants to be there. Whoops, I'm just tidying up things here. So, where are all these odd pixels coming from? There we go. So I'm thinking we should probably go up and like, need to flip to OBS to see this, like kind of like up and out to the side. So that's what I'll do. So what I tend to do is just grab all the pixels from the head, paste them in, and then I'll go like, I'll do a rotate. I'll do like a really ugly rotate in Sprite. Unless you go in 90-degree increments, it like looks all aliased, you know. That's to be expected. It doesn't have anti-aliasing because it's a kind of a pure pixel art piece of software, but you know, we wouldn't really want that as like our final sprite, so I probably want that kind of angle. So what I'd probably do is get that just to get the kind of baseline, and then I just go and clean it all up manually. It's just never gonna look good if you use the basic rotate. I might kind of give it a bit more of a jaggedy kind of edge when it chomps like that, just to make it look a little bit more sharp. I'm going to turn on the background so I can see what I'm doing a little better. I might even also move everything down here a little, so it kind of squashes in on itself a bit more. Something more like that. Just round out that edge a bit more. Any Twitter notifications? No. Did I even post that tweet? I did. Oh, there are notifications, it's just not updating. What's this? Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. So eventually I'll have a nice outline on it like that. But I'll do that right at the end. Okay. So I'll probably just put in another layer just temporarily behind the head, so I can just draw in like this stalk part. Something kind of like that, I think. Oops. Not sure how much to... Do I show it kind of connecting? Yeah, probably not, because it's like... The head's really in front of the stalk, it's not the stalk in front of the head. So if anything, it's more like that. Yeah. So then I'll merge those two. So this is the kind of final pose of the attack, and I will add like a warm-up. I call it a warm-up pose in between. See, when I do this outline, you get like this one odd pixel, like right down here. It kind of looks a bit crap, so I'll undo that before doing the outline again. So basically undo the outline, get rid of that pixel. And then redo the outline again, and then it's nice and clean. I want this to look a little bit creased, like it's really folded on itself right there. And then around here, like, technique I tend to use is like when things are touching and blending into one another, I won't use an outline there. So it shows they're kind of more part of the same shape, part of the same object. I wonder if this should all just be purple. I don't know, kind of like that it's green and stalky. Do I want some tendrily bits, maybe? You know, like veins running through it? That's kind of cool. Maybe this kind of darker colour though works. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Same colour as the spots. Yeah, I like that. Alright. So using the onion skin, I can see where it needs to end up, but it's not showing the previous. Ah, that's why, loop through tag frames. So the warm-up needs to be like, kind of like this angle more, but like I want it to be kind of back here. I actually want it to be like more of an open mouth as well. Gives us the chance to really show like the snap part of it, you know. Although if it's too far back here, I'm not going to have room for the like the stalk that connects it. Let's put a new layer in for that again. And this thing is going to be huge. But that's okay. As long as it's not too big when it's idle, that's okay. In fact, I could even pull this down a little. Maybe come back to that. I mean, this could really be exaggerated, you know. If I go more like way back here. Maybe this just rounds off a bit more. So this one I'm like really kind of having to redraw most of it, because just rotating it wasn't enough. It's too different a pose compared to the original. Now I wonder if I want the yellow outline all the way down. If you're using a sprite and you want like really nice kind of clean lines like this, make sure you turn on the pixel perfect option. You get these really nice curves like this. If you don't put it on, you get, oh, I managed to do one really well there. But you tend to get these corners, you know, doubles. That background back on so I can see where all my pixels are. And what I'm thinking is I get like some jaggy teeth maybe. Not sure. This music is from Waterworld. The Waterworld game on SNES was like, just had like this kind of inexplicably good music. Here the game is not good, but the music is great. I'm not sure about this. Maybe it's like the shape of the mouth. It's like a bit too much of a clean line. I want it to like pull back up here more. I don't know, it just feels too big. I mean, this is going to be really brief, so maybe it's not too bad. You know, that frame appears for like fraction of a second. So maybe bigger is better, make it stand out more. Okay, maybe actually more like this shape. Like a big grin. Yeah, I think I like that more. Now, do I try and get teeth in there? I'll probably leave out that yellow backline as well. Let's try with some teeth. I'll stick them on another layer and then, you know, we can just rip them out if they don't look good. Chunky teeth. Very good, very nice. Should that be... Should there be black back there, maybe? I do like to use a lot of solid black in these graphics, so probably going to go with yes. Let's see how it looks with an outline. So I think I'm gonna break my own rule and maybe not use double outlines everywhere here. Because I think on the teeth it looks a little too thick. Okay, we're now listening to best Super Nintendo water music from SNES Drunk. Now I don't want this to look too much like an eye, because it's not an eye. I'm just going to make sure I keep some of these vaguely consistent. So I have, you know, spots on both sides. I may even add some little that probably won't look good when it's animated because I use squash and stretch on the sprite itself. Okay, I'm going to try copying this over and get it into the engine. I'm going to temporarily flatten these so that I can copy them nicely. Whoops. My sprites are just getting bigger and bigger. I remember to unflatten that so I keep all that layer data. Okay. Again. Make sure they're all the same width. It's a lot easier to just get the alignment correct. Then you only have to set the height. Because the pivot is bottom center, so it'll always be in the same place on all of them. Right now, because I just dragged these other sprites over, it should be roughly right. I'll tell you what, before I do that, I'm gonna do the same thing on the rooted version. And the way I'm gonna do that is same thing really. I'm just gonna keep the roots all in the same place, keep the leaves all in the same place, and then I'll just copy the head over from the other version. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make the head and the stalk part of the same thing. There's no need to keep them separate really. Now the difference here though is that on this frame the rooted version needs to move way further because it's got double the range. So needs to be like more like over here. Really long range. Okay, maybe I won't go quite that far. Let me just quickly get that root there onto another layer. And then I can just go, make sure it's behind the head always. Back root. I do the same with this. Don't know, faffing around there. So the stalk here needs to change, right? It's quite simple. I was going to put off doing it then, but it's actually really simple. So let's just get it done. Still want to get a bit of texture to it, I think, so maybe I'll get like some kind of, I wonder if I can get like some twisting pattern to it. Oh yeah, that kind of, I didn't turn pixel perfect on. See, that's why you need it. Some kind of like chunkiness to it, you know. So it's got like these kind of like compartments, I guess. It looks almost like bulbous, you know. Now I'm not too sure about the range here, so I probably shouldn't have done that yet, thinking about it, but we'll see. What did I do here to mess that up? Oh, I know what it is, it's because the leaves aren't there. Hit the leaves. Yeah, there should probably be some motion on the leaves, right? They're going to get like pushed around by this thing moving, but I may come back and do that later. I don't know. Alright, let's flatten that and let's go copy that. That too. It's super annoying in Sprite, like when you copy a frame instead of just the pixels in the frame by accident. Just make sure it takes up the same tile size. So each one of these is 32, so that's like one tile. So it probably needs to come over another 16, I reckon, but I don't know. It starts to look a little bit ridiculous when it's too big, I think. I did this similar thing on the Kappa, but it had like this long spear, so I think it works a bit better. Let's try this. Remember to unflatten that. Keep that layer data. Okay. Let's just set all these to 64 by 64 first. See where that leaves us. I just adjusted the height of that one so I knew where the the right place was for the top of that one, because I knew they're all 64 by 64. So let's say the pivot goes 16 pixels up. Let's try that. Just going to skip to one where maybe I can reach it a bit easier. Yeah, some of those tentacles, the roots seem to be kind of floating. So he should try and attack me now because he's got a range of 2. This may look totally off. Let's just try it. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Let's slow it down. Yeah, it almost seems to reach that tile. It's close enough, I think. I think he probably wants to come back to his warm-up pose before going back to idle, though. Now each of the directions sometimes looks kind of wrong, so that one's wrong. That's to do with the code. I've got some weird code in there that's like changing the way the sprites flipped based on what they're doing, and it's not great code. And I wrote it and then changed the camera system, and that's kind of modified the results I get as well for the worse. Alright, we've got both of them here. Normally there'd be more enemies in the level, but there's because it's an easy level and I put in hard enemies, it's just trying to spawn fewer of them so that it's not too difficult. Alright, I'm quite happy with that. Let's push him out of the way. Yeah, I'm happy with that, actually. I think maybe there could be a little more differentiation in the colours. You know? Like, I almost want to do this, but then the thing is that sort of breaks the color coding of static enemies being purple. Maybe just make him a darker purple. Yeah. Not sure. Not sure. Maybe like bright red lips. It's not so bad that they are the same colour because it is the same plant, it's just one of them's potted, one of them's not. You know, but it would be cool if there was another way to tell them apart, maybe if these dots were a different colour. Or even if they were like more of a red or something. If it's inverted. Not great. Tricky one. Maybe just this mouth part is red. Maybe that's too subtle though. You know, like you might not really notice that unless you see them side by side. Perhaps white lips. I don't know, none of these feel right. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's try that in game, just see how it looks. I probably won't get a level with both of them in it now. Right, I may finish the stream soon. I don't think I like it. I think maybe different colour teeth works. And the different colour line in the mouth, I think. Any more than that doesn't really look too great. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there. So, that was the gob, the potted gob and the rooted gob. 2 new monsters coming to update 0.18 for Dungeon Deathball, which is available on Steam in early access, so please check it out. Put it on your wish list or buy it if you'd like to play the early versions. Those are 2 new monsters which are coming in this next update. There's also another monster which I'm not showing. I want to keep it a secret, so you'll have to play it to find out what that monster looks like. But it's called a Brutalith, and it is brutal. And what else? There's new monster behaviors where they chase the player. I've made some changes to the way the resting works. There's the daily challenge which I added last week. Lots of new stuff. If you haven't played the game in a while, or if you haven't played it at all, there's a ton of new stuff in there. So yeah, check it out. Dungeon Deathball. It's on Steam and itch.io. You've been watching me. My name is Matt Glanville. You can find all of my games at mattglanville.com. Switch and Shoot, which is out now on PS4 and Xbox, Switch, PC, Android. Ghost Grab 3000, which is currently on sale on Steam and itch, and Singled Out. So yes, thank you for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed this chompy gob, and I hope you'll check out this new update on Steam. Thanks very much, and have a great week. Bye.